made it. Come on in. You can see what I'm working on here. This week I am trying to pick some varieties to plant for my $100 gardening challenge. And to be honest, this has been a huge challenge to try to narrow things down on what I want to grow. I have a 20 by 20 plot of land that I'm going to use as my garden, and looking at it, it's really not very much space at all. So going through seed catalogs and checking online, I wanted to order everything, and I know that I don't have space for everything. I know that I want to try to produce as much food as possible, and my plan is to have a 3-season garden. So from spring all the way into fall, I want to be planting things every few weeks to make sure that I have a constant, steady harvest. I feel like this is going to give me the best chance to maximize the amount of produce that I can grow for the $100. In my last video, I got a comment from Lewis over at Mosaic Homestead who suggested that 30% of whatever I'm investing should go into fruit trees. And I agree. My initial thought was, that's really great advice, but this is just an experimental garden for me. I just wanted to see. And then it kind of got me thinking that now is really all we have. Things such as perennial plants, fruit trees, anything that's going to come back, they take an investment. Most people would say the best time to plant those was 7 years ago, and the second best time to plant them is right now. So, Lewis, you're absolutely right, and I have budgeted a certain amount for some starts for perennial plants, which will not produce this year, but going forward they will. So guys, if you're not familiar with Mosaic Homestead, I highly suggest you go check it out, especially if you're into homesteading and off-grid living. He's got a completely off-grid setup and a chicken bunker that is ready to survive the zombie apocalypse. So go check him out if that's something that interests you. What I have found for me to be the cheapest seeds that I could find were from 3 different places primarily for what I wanted to grow. 99heirloom.com that I have never used before, but the price was right since a lot of their seeds go for 99 cents or $1.99, and they have a few things for $2.99, but primarily it's 99 cents, and all of their seeds are heirloom seeds, which means that you can save seed. So they're not going to be hybrids. So it's a good investment. So if I end up liking the seeds that I get from them and I have plants that do well, I can save seed, and that way I won't have to buy those seeds ever again if I do it correctly. So it's a good investment. So the second place that I found to purchase relatively cheap seed is migardener.com, but most of their collection is $2. A huge selection, I think 150 varieties listed there. So you can pretty much find anything that you're looking for, and it's probably only going to cost you about $2 per seed packet. The third place that I decided to purchase a few seeds, I only went with herbs from these guys, is a True Leaf Market. Choosing varieties was not easy, let me tell you. So if you're having any trouble at all trying to decide what you want to grow this year and it's your first time gardening, don't feel bad. The options are overwhelming. So what I did I literally thought about this all day. Yesterday, it was almost an entire day's worth of work trying to figure out exactly what I was going to put in this garden and to try to keep it well below $100. Folks, this was not easy. I tried to focus on garden staples and things that I would be able to grow throughout the year. It's going to be my first year really focusing on preserving food, so I wanted to try to pick varieties that I would be able to learn canning on and dehydrating and things like that. So food preservation was really on my mind, so that I'm trying to build up a pantry for the whole year. And I also wanted to make sure that I didn't forget about my pollinators, and so I wanted to add a few flower varieties and some herbs, things that would draw some pollinators in. So I focused on some staples from 99 Heirloom Seeds. I ended up getting the Black Beauty zucchini. I've grown this successfully for the last 2 years, so this will be my 3rd year. It's a very good producer. From MI Gardener, I ordered the white scalloped squash, and that was $2. And the Black Beauty was $1.99. So this will be my first time with the white scalloped squash. Also in the squash family, I'm thinking about preservation and winter produce. So from MI Gardener, again, I ordered the Butterbush variety. It's designed for smaller growing spaces. So apparently it's like a smaller bush variety. And since I'm working with limited space, I decided to go with that. That was also $2. Also from MI Gardener, I got the Long Island cheese pumpkin, which I've heard that is also very prolific. I'm curious to see how it does in the small garden space. I don't know if it's going to work well because I've heard that it will really sprawl out. But the pumpkins are supposedly really good for making pies and fresh eating. So I'm really excited about that one. Another staple when I think about growing food is tomatoes. So I narrowed it down to 3 different kinds of tomatoes. The beefsteak, which will be a slicing one, which I got from 99 Heirloom Seeds. That goes. The good news is that the beefsteak, I was reading the description, it says that it is an indeterminate variety. So that's great. It should produce throughout the year until the frost kills it off. Hopefully I'll be swimming in tomatoes. I ordered the Roma tomatoes. So Roma tomatoes are a determinate variety. So they're going to get to a certain point and then produce all at once. They're also very good for canning is what I've heard. And I'm really excited to try canning for the first time this year. So I wanted a variety that was going to be pretty easy to do that with. Now I am on the fence about the 3rd type. I like cherry tomatoes. Last year I grew the gold cherry tomato, which is a hybrid tomato. So you can't save seed from it, but last year it was so prolific. I was actually sick of picking tomatoes by the end of the year. That's how much it produced. And they're really tasty. Like, I love this tomato. The only problem is I got them last time from Gurneys.com. And a seed packet is $8.99, so it's a little bit expensive. And, there's really only like 20 seeds. So it's expensive, but it's a very highly prolific producer. So I didn't order it. I'm on the fence. And you guys let me know if I should go ahead and spend the $8.99 for the seed just because it makes so many tomatoes, or if I should pass this year for the $100 garden. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Another staple for me is peppers. So I chose 2 different varieties of peppers to buy, and I plan to grow 3 different types. So we'll see how that goes. From 99 Heirloom Seeds, actually I got both of these types from 99 Heirloom Seeds. I am going with the jalapeno hot pepper, which was $1.99 from them, and the sweet banana pepper. For a bell pepper, I don't know, I have mixed reviews with bell peppers. I grew some last year and I got a couple of bell peppers, but it wasn't stunning. So I decided this year I wasn't going to spend a ton of money on the bell peppers, and instead I'm going to do a little experiment. The last time I bought peppers, I saved some seed from those peppers. I don't even know if they were organic. They were from a farmer's market. So I'm just gonna plant those seeds and see if anything comes up and how it goes. That way I haven't invested anything in it. If I get some peppers, great. If not, oh well. Onions are another staple. I just started growing them last year, but really they're something I use every single day in all of my cooking. So I feel like I really should start growing them as a staple every year. So from MI Gardener, I got the Walla Walla type. So we'll see how that goes. I've never grown that variety before, but they were $2, so it's worth it for me. Carrots are another staple. Carrots are really easy to grow. The hardest part is the germination. And since I'm going to be starting these early in the spring when the conditions are pretty much perfect, I'm going to give it another shot. I went with 99 Heirloom Seeds for the Danver half-long carrot for $1.99. I've grown this variety before and I think they're great. They're super easy and everyone loves them. Radishes are another thing that I grow a lot of because I like them. And there's so many ways that you can prepare them, and they're super easy to grow. Usually take about a month from the time you start the seed. So I'm getting from 99 Heirloom Seeds, I decided to go with the French breakfast variety. So this is a new one for me. It supposedly has a slightly milder taste. Normally I grow the Cherry Belle variety, but this is something different, so give it a shot. Cucumbers are another staple. For the last 2 years, I've been trying to grow straight 8 cucumbers, and they haven't really done so great for me in my area. They get powdery mildew and just aren't very prolific. And I watch other videos and I hear about other gardeners that just have cucumbers growing out their ears. And I think in the last 2 years, I've maybe gotten a total of 5 cucumbers in 2 years that I could actually eat. So this year I decided to go with the Market More cucumber variety, which is said to be pretty prolific. They use it for market gardening. And I got that at 99 heirloom seeds for $1.99 for the packet. So we'll see how it goes. So lettuce is a spring or fall crop. So they're gonna be one of the first things that we're planting. And I just went with the basic Butter Crunch from 99 heirloom seeds. It's a good loose leaf lettuce, so I can pick it as needed. I don't have to wait for a head to form or anything like that. So with lettuce comes spinach. They like the same conditions, so they're cool weather crops. From M.I. Gardener, I ended up getting the Winter Giant spinach. So we'll see how that goes. I've never grown that variety before, so excited to try it. Another staple for the garden is beans. Beans are really easy to grow, and again, for preservation purposes, you can can them, you can freeze them, so I'm all about it. So I went with Scarlet Runner beans. I've never grown them before, but they're apparently beautiful and will also help to bring in the pollinators, the flowers, before they start forming the beans. And then from 99 heirloom seeds, I got the Slenderette bush bean. Bush beans are really cool. You can pretty much pop them in anywhere that you have space and they'll grow and be prolific. So I got them kind of as a space filler. So my cool weather brassicas, I decided to go with Copenhagen Market cabbage from M.I. Gardener. New variety. Also from M.I. Gardener, I got Calabrese, I think I'm saying that right, broccoli. I have yet to have success growing broccoli here. I've tried for the last 2 years, never really succeeded, so I'm really hoping that this is my year. I decided peas. I love peas. If you guys don't eat peas, just give peas a chance. Honestly, at the grocery store, the Goya dried whole peas for $1.90, $1.90. Dried beans that you get at the store will grow. Might not know what variety they are, but they're probably going to produce enough peas. This is my experiment, an entire bag for $1.90. I'm probably gonna have way too many peas if I plant the whole thing. So I feel like that's a really good value. For herbs, I decided to get basil, oregano, and winter thyme. These all came from True Leaf Market. So we're gonna try preserving herbs this year and letting them flower and bring in some pollinators because I think that's really important. As far as flowers go, I decided to go with two that could technically be used in an edible type way. I got both from M.I. Gardener. I got the Jewel Mix Nasturtium. So nasturtiums, you can eat the flowers and the leaves. They taste kind of peppery. And then I got the purple coneflower, which is echinacea basically, which you can use for all different things. And I got that from M.I. Gardener. So those are basically my staples. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough room for everything, but I'm really hoping that I can. And all of these varieties, I should be able to rotate things around and never have an empty space if done correctly. That's my plan. All right, so that total comes out to $61.15 when I account for shipping as well. That sucks. So that leaves me about $38.85. So I will be looking for deals on some perennial plants. I don't think I'm going to be able to find any fruit trees or anything like that for that price, but I will be keeping my eye out for people that do have plants that are perennials. Great thing about a lot of perennial plants, your berries, your blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, things like that, you can usually take cuttings. So I'm gonna keep my eye out for people that have some of those and just see if I can take a few cuttings and then let them take root. All right, so that is what I am planning to grow this year. We'll see how it goes. Also, let me know about those jungle cherry tomatoes. I love them, but I just don't know if they're worth it for here in the $100 garden. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next week.